What's happening, guys? Safety Liner C2 here. We have the 3rd generation CE coming out just a few days from the time of the release of this video, and I figured, you know what? We better do a bust up for sale where I show off some 2nd gen CEs, because these will pretty much now be obsolete, and I hate that I'm saying that. So I've got a bunch of different 2nd gen CEs that I want to show you, but don't forget that if you have something you want to submit for lots of lots, bust up for sale, the picture submission form, or any one of my videos in general, you can throw that in the video request form found in the description of any one of my videos. Alright, so the first one isn't really a bust, but I figure if the 2nd gen is now pretty much out of production, someone could use these hoods, which are listed for $300 in San Antonio. The seller says that they have 27 hoods, and as you can see, there are a bunch of them. Hidden in the back, there are also some 1st gen Vision hoods, but that's not what we're really looking for. Hey, if you need a hood, this is the place to go, apparently. I don't know if it's $300 for the whole lot, which would be a fantastic deal, or $300 per piece. But, you know, if you're looking for a hood for your 2nd gen CE, this is apparently the place to go. Alright, let's take a look at some actual CEs now. Starting us off with this 2010 CE listed for $4,000 in Columbus, Michigan. The description says that it's a Max Force DT with an Allison 3000. It runs and drives good, and there are 4 of them, but the air door is acting up on one of them. So here is a look at the bus. Pretty standard looking CE. First off, notice that we have the fender turn signals. That looks great. And spray painted black on top of the hood would be the district name, since that's a pretty common practice in Michigan. Here's a look down the driver's side of the bus. Notice that we have the side emergency door, we have the stop sign that flashes stop, and directly below that it looks like this was operated by Durham. It looks like we are mixing and matching LEDs and incandescents. We have the LED brake lights and incandescent warning lights. This bus, I don't know if it got repainted or the back door got replaced or what exactly is going on there. Also notice the amount of rust on there. I mean, it's probably just surface rust and nothing too major, but that's not a real good look for the bus. Taking a look down the passenger side of the bus, we can see a little bit more of the rust. I mean, it's kind of to be expected with that Michigan weather, but this bus is also just faded real bad. Taking a look in the step well coming into the bus, again, not in the greatest condition. You can see just not looking too good. I've definitely seen better CEs. The driver's seat also appears to be kind of torn up. The bus has 145,000 miles on it. Here's a look at the driver's area. I guess the seat looks better than that other picture we were looking at. Also notice that we do have that push button transmission over there. We have gray seats on the inside. We have a camera above the emergency exit. Otherwise, again, it's just kind of, you know, I've seen better, I've seen worse, but yeah. Here's a better look at the emergency door. You can definitely see the camera right there. And a look from the front of the bus to the back of the bus. Like I said, I've seen better, I've seen worse, and part of that's kind of to be expected with the weather up there. $4,000 is just a little bit on the high side, maybe bring it down. The Max Force DTs weren't the greatest engines, and especially if we do have all this rust throughout the bus, I'm especially curious to see the underside, if just kind of the surface of the exterior is looking that bad. But anyways, on to the next one. This time we're taking a look at a 2008 CE listed for $14,500 in Miami. The description says that this bus also has a Max Force DT and also has an Allison 3000 series transmission. It has 13 rows, AC. The front tires are new and in good condition, and the rear tires are in fair condition. Here is a look at the back of the bus. Take a look directly below the bottom window on the emergency exit and just see how bad that vinyl is right there. Anyways, we have LED tail lights, incandescent warning lights, and I'm surprised that the bus is not really faded at all. You know, we'll take a look at the other pictures here in a second to see if so, but I'm surprised that the last bus in Michigan was that faded and not this one. Here's a look at the front of the bus. Again, the paint appears to be really good, especially for a 2008. Also notice that we have a crossing gate on there. Here's a look at the side of the bus. We can see a little bit of a striped bumper on there. And then up on the roof, I think that's just a reflection from the trees or something. I could be wrong though. If so, I'm wondering what that is. Also notice that we have yellow rims on this bus, pretty stereotypical Florida. and that we have dual stop signs. Here is a couple shots of the underside of the bus. Coming inside, we have blue seats and seat belts in every seat. Also notice that we have the AC up top. Here's the front of the bus. It's looking pretty good. It looks like they did remove the radio and a couple switches though. And just a quick look at the gauge cluster. 14,000, that's pretty high. The bus is in much better condition than the last one we were looking at. But again, that's just pretty high. The next bus we're taking a look at is a 2015 CE with 130,000 miles on a MaxForce DT. And here is a look at the bus. So we can see public transport of some sort, obviously never an original school bus. Love the air horns on there, love the chrome grille. We can also see that this is a handy bus as we have a front wheelchair lift. And notice just how far back that puts the IC logo. Might I also point out that I love the blue that they used on here. I think that looks pretty good, and it's a very simple and clean design. I mean, it's not really a design, but yeah, otherwise not looking too bad. Here's a look at the wheelchair lift, nothing too crazy right there. Here's a couple different shots of the underside of the bus. The driver's area isn't looking too bad right here. Also notice again, we have the push button transmission. Here's the front look into the back of the bus. We have brown seats on this bus. Here's a look from the back of the bus to the front. We can also see the wheelchair lift up front, and the person in the wheelchair would go behind the first seat on the right. 4,600 bucks. I think that's priced a little bit better than the other ones that we looked at because this is a newer bus. I think that this would be the perfect activity or church bus for someone, or some group rather. They wouldn't have to change any of the colors if they didn't want to. They also have that wheelchair lift right there. And as long as it stays good, that's not an outrageous price. The next bus we're taking a look at was submitted by Alex quite a while back. And the notes that Alex wrote were, do you want California specs or New York specs on this bus? Yes. This time we're taking a look at a 2013 CE with a MaxForce 7. It has 67,000 miles on it, and the bus seems to be in good condition according to the seller. Yeah, I can definitely see bits and pieces of both California and New York spec in here. This is definitely the type of blackout that I do not like. There is way too much yellow going on here. Dual stop signs, that's okay. We have the side emergency door. Yellow rims, that would be part of the California. Oh, I just also noticed that we had no warning light visors on the back of the bus, but we have them on the front. That is no, why would you do that? Why would you do that? Well, at least the back warning lights are LED. I hope they're not mixing and matching and have incandescents up front. But we do have incandescent tail lights. We also have the stereotypical New York bus sign. There's a look down the passenger side of the bus. We have some understorage on there. That's nice. And the front of the bus, thankfully, we have LED warning lights on here. I also don't care for the yellow covers. I think that black looks so much better. Here's a look at the step well and driver's area of the bus. It looks to be not too bad. It looks like it just needs a little bit of touch-ups and cleanups here and there, but overall in good condition. And we also don't have a push-button transmission on here. Finally, something a little different. The front of the bus to the back of the bus, we have blue seats and seat belts. Here is a few different shots of the underside, a couple of that MaxForce 7, and the build plate saying that the bus was made in August of 2012. It sold for $20,200. That's, yeah, that's pretty high. I have no idea why anyone would buy the bus for that price. My guess is that a schoolie bought it? I don't know, 20,000, that's really high. Yeah, that's a lot of money for that bus. That's, good luck with that MaxForce 7 especially. The next bus we're taking a look at is a 2014 CE. The description doesn't tell us much other than it has about 98,000 miles on it. Take a look at this bus. First off, I'm immediately saying that this is going to be a Canadian bus. I don't know, I just feel like with the black hood, the chrome rims, and especially that tape down the side, that's kind of giving something off. This is a different angle of it. You can see the tape a little bit better. You can also see that there are two languages on the emergency exit window, so that would be in French and definitely a Canadian bus. I also failed to mention that there is a light above the door. That's a pretty underrated option in my opinion. It looks a little bit weird, but definitely nice to have. And then take a look back here. We have 4 mud flaps on the back, which is pretty interesting. We also have arrow turn signals, that's a big yes. And everything is incandescent. Not much to say over here. Single stop sign, more tape, and those chrome rims again. The floor of the driver's area looks like it's seen better days. We also, again, don't have a push button transmission in here. Otherwise, just like everything else we've been looking at. And on the inside of this bus, we have gray seats. Nothing much to see here, but it looks like it's in pretty decent condition. Now, the bus is listed for $3,333,333. I don't know what the actual price is. It's a nice bus. It's very unusual with that kind of caution tape on the side. Love the chrome rims on there, of course. I also really like the back mud flaps. I feel like that can really kind of save part of the underside and just I don't know, it's not something you see very often, but I like it. Like I said, who knows what the actual price is, but I don't know, if it runs, if it's all good and it's for a reasonable price, then why the heck not? The next one we're taking a look at is a 2012 CE in Clear Springs, Maryland for $18,000. The description on this one says 66 diesel passenger school bus in excellent condition, AC, hydraulic brakes, max force and Allison transmission, 212,734 miles. Yeah, check this one out. This is a pretty sharp bus. So on the back we can see there are incandescent warning lights. We have LED brake lights. Also notice that we do have the LED arrow turn signals, which is nice. Stop on signal fits on there pretty well. You know, kind of other states I'm hit or miss, but something just small and simple like that is fine. We have a yellow roof on here, which normally I'd prefer white, but I think just with how clean this bus is, I think it looks fine on there. Of course, we've also got chrome rims on there, great option. And man, this bus just continues to get better. We also have a crossing gate up front and a beautiful chrome grille on there. As mentioned in the description, if you take a look below that strobing LED stop sign, you can see AC vents on there. And stepping inside of the bus, again, this looks to be really, really clean. Whoever owned this took great care of it. We have a brown interior on this one. Again, everything looks pretty clean. Maryland state specs require that the warning light controls be on the right-hand side of the driver, so that's why those are over here. And if you take a look at the control panel, we can see that there is no door switch on here, and it wasn't on the other side either, so I guess that would be on the steering wheel, which I don't think I've ever seen a CE with only one of the options on the steering wheel and not the other, so I wonder if that's like how it actually is set up. Taking a look at the build plate, we can see that this was manufactured on September 21st, 2011. 18,000 bucks, again, that's a pretty high asking price, but whoever owned this bus took excellent condition of it, and there's no doubt of that. And if the bus is as well kept up with as was the cleanliness of it, then I'm sure this bus could last quite a while. And we are at the final CE. I don't think I've ever seen one spec'd like this before. This is a really interesting one. It's a 2008 CE for $4,300 in Oklahoma. The description says it has air vents and roof fans, has an aluminum slated floor for easy cleaning, with an Allison transmission and 158,000 miles. So here's a look at the bus. Obviously, you can see that this was never an original school bus. You'll see what it was used for here in a second, but notice that we do have the wheelchair lift in the middle of the bus. Coming into the bus, we can see that it has a manual door on there, and that looks like it's just about 153,000 miles, not 158. So here's a look on the inside of the bus, and like I said, this was never an original school bus. You can see two fans all the way in the back. We also have those roof fans up above. Pair that with the slated floor, and this was obviously used as some sort of farming vehicle. Also, another thing of note, take a look towards the bottom left of the picture. We can see that there is some sort of wall right there, and I guess that would be like a partition to protect the driver from whatever animals were back there. There aren't any other pictures showing that, but that's just what I'm guessing. But here's the most interesting part of the bus. I pointed out that the bus had a wheelchair lift towards the middle of the bus, and as you can see over on the right hand side, there is one right there. But if you take a look at this picture, we can see that there is a whole second wheelchair lift mounted on the driver's side. Obviously, there was no wheelchair lift in there, so I'd imagine that was used for getting the animals in and out of the bus so that you would have the 2 wheelchair doors and then the emergency exit in the back. And the amount of times I've seen a driver's side wheelchair lift is probably less than 5. I don't think I've ever seen one on a CE before. Very, very, very interesting option there. Also note that this bus has air horns, and you can kind of make out the partition in there. Again, that one's kind of hard to see, but that's definitely what it looks like. And the last thing I've got to point out is the vents on both sides of the buses, so I guess that would be how you clean out that slated floor. There's a lot of really interesting options on this bus. This is, you know, a very special custom order. And $4,300, this is going to a specific person. This is not just going to anyone. Someone is looking for a bus like this for farming uses. And I don't know how much farming stuff goes for, but I'd imagine that that's a pretty good price for what you're getting. And there you have it. Those are all of the CEs that I wanted to show off. As always, let me know in the comments below if you had the time, money, resources, whatever you would need to get one of these buses, fix it up, make it your own, do whatever you want with it. Which one would it be and why? I really like that last one just because it's such an unusual bus with the partition, wheelchair lifts on both sides. But like I said, that's for someone very specific, and that person is not me. So I think I would definitely have to go with that Maryland bus. As someone who grew up in Maryland, I almost feel like connected to the bus in some way just because of that. I don't know. But I think that that was also the best looking bus out of all the ones that I showed off. Hey, Molly. Molly, do you have a favorite bus I showed off? I don't know which one she would like. Anyways, let me know your answer in the comments below, and don't forget that if you have something you want to submit for Lots of Lots, Best Stuff for Sale, the picture submission form, or any one of my videos in general, you can throw that in the video request form found in the description of any one of my videos. But anyways, that's going to do it for this video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I always do appreciate it. Make sure you subscribe right down here. It's a magical white button that says you are now subscribed to SafetyLiner C2. Make sure you comment up here, down here, over here, or over here. I don't know where they put it down in here, where they put it. Make sure you also give this video a thumbs up, or we are never going to find a 2nd gen CE listed for sale again. And make sure you also share this video with a friend, show it to your mom, show it to your dad, show it to a guy on a random street. I don't care, don't let anything happen to you. So yeah guys, that's going to do it for this video, and thanks for watching.